You go along to get along with the system. And now the system is possibly kicking you out because they don't want you around. See, this is the thing. This is what you're dealing with the Republicans right now. I'm going to go back to Nick Fuentes, if you know who he is, right? The anti-black Nick Fuentes. He said something a while back, and I'm noticing they kind of going with that. He was talking about all the bootlicks and the sellouts. He said, you know, we don't need them speaking for us. He said, they ain't making all this money off of us. He said, we can speak for ourselves. We don't need them. And he really went hard on, they don't need y'all speaking for them no more. They can speak for themselves. And I've noticed after he said that, and more of them start taking that ideology, what he said, slowly but surely, they've been pushing y'all out. Ain't that right, Candace Owens? Would you think the Congressional Black Caucus is not in the same position as Candace Owens? No, they didn't say the things she said, but what the purpose she served is the same as the Congressional Black Caucus. No, none of them have said incendiary things like Candace Owens has said. No. They have never said nothing like that, like she said in the past about George Floyd or Breonna Taylor or any black. No, they've never done that. But when the rubber meets the road, Candace Owens was put there to serve the interests of white supremacy. The Congressional Black Caucus have proven themselves to serve the interests of white supremacy. Look at how they vote on things. They vote on things to promote the system. They don't stand 10 toes down with us. When you had that Asian hate bill that came up to create a special liaison in the DOJ to monitor hate crimes against Asians, none of them stood up and said, hey, the number one victim of hate crime, which is FBA, we need a liaison too in the DOJ for black people. They didn't do nothing. They never stand 10 toes down for black people. So why would we get mad about you losing your seats? You know my attitude. It needs to be just no more Congressional Black Caucus and Bill of Freedmen's Caucus. That's nothing but the freedman who has a freedman identity and a freedman agenda and will go into Congress and fight for freedmen and the agenda of the freedmen that built this country. Because clearly that name, Congressional Black Caucus, that name needs to go. It needs to be a freedman caucus with grassroots people that's getting in there, put in by the grassroots and serve the interests of the people and not corporations, not foreign powers. That black America can vote in. Listen, hey, that's what I believe. All things work together for the good. Always remember that. Of those who serve the Lord and called according to his purpose. I believe in that. So even with the Supreme Court doing what they doing at the time they did it, I believe in the end, it's going to work out even better for black people. I don't think it's going to be bad for us. No. Because you know what? Before we had a Voting Rights Act and a Civil Rights Act, before we had any of that, go look at our history. Go look at before we had all that, how much we were together a lot more. How much more businesses we created. How we stuck together as a community. When we have even any of that. Beyond which some of that lulled us to sleep. And we went from depending on the community to depending on our quote unquote representation. And our representation has been captured by corporations and special interest groups. So they don't serve the community. They may look like the community. They may sound like the community. They may even come from the same neighborhoods as the community, but they're not there to serve the community. They're there to serve corporations, special interest groups, foreign powers, etc. That's it. They don't stand for nothing as a caucus. They don't vote as a bloc. It's sad to watch. What was that Jennifer Welsh, that particular podcaster? She's asking Hakeem Jeffries about AIPAC, and you should have watched how he was dancing about that, answering that. No. It wasn't Hakeem Jeffries. Wrong person. Sorry. Cory Booker. She's asking Cory Booker about AIPAC and the way he was dancing around the question, scared. I say, see, that shouldn't even be a question for him. He should be serving black people in his particular community. Now, I know as a senator, you got more than just black people, but one of the things you should be serving is black people, not special interest groups, not foreign powers. That's why how I feel, all of them can go. Because what have we been getting as a community with the Congressional Black Caucus being in that place? And then I saw what you said, Kellen. Boule Martin say they don't even call him back. Listen, it lets you know how they won't even call Boule Martin back. They won't even answer him, and he's the top Democrat promoter. They won't even call him back. You know why, Boule Martin, they won't call you back? Because they only need you around election time, sir. So they'll come around that time, and then after that they'll disappear. They don't talk to you because they got their votes. They getting their checks. They getting their set asides. Because listen, what job do you know? And this is just about all of them, so I can't say it's one or two of them. What job do you know you get? And let's say if your job paid you $50,000 a year, and I say that's what they get paid, but I'm gonna give you an average, something small. You start your job, the salary of $50,000 a year. Everybody knows that. Then we look up in about 4 years, you're worth $1 million, and you're like, how you worth $1 million after having that job for 4 years? You didn't even get no raises to get up to that high. Then you look up another 4 years, you worth $10 million. It's like, hold on, bro. Hold on. 8 years ago, you were struggling, and this job pays you $50,000. I'm looking up 8 years later, and you got $10 million. Did you hit the lottery? Like, what happened? How are you getting all this money with a $50,000 a year job? That don't make sense. You ain't gonna have enough money to invest like that. Even if you did invest everything you owned and you lived on ramen noodles or whatever, right? And then slept on an air mattress, you want to invest all your money. That is not even, most time that's not gonna happen unless you hit the Powerball. But everybody don't hit the Powerball, right? Like a majority of them people in Congress they become mega rich when they in there. Because it's corruption. And the black ones are corrupt too. Maybe some more than others, but the black ones are just as corrupt. And my main thing is, you haven't done nothing for black people. Where's the bills you have passed for black people? You people, that's 19 of you who's scared that your seat may be gone. What bills have you passed for black people? Which one of y'all have promoted reparations in the form of cash payments? Not a study, because you'll support a study because your white liberal Democrats say they support a study, right? Now, what'd you say? You say just permanent. You say, oh yeah, no permanent friends, no permanent interest. Right. Yeah, we know about insider trading. Now, what time it is? With that being said, real quick, when we come back, we're gonna get into what the Republicans are doing now. Right after this, what they've been doing, they're probably going to do this in every Republican state, including the one I live in, Texas. I definitely see that coming. I'd be shocked if they didn't do this. But let's go ahead on and we got less than 30 days now, and we will be at the Ohio Black Expo in Columbus, Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, come on out. We'll be out there on the 23rd on the empowerment stage. Make sure you bring your friends and family. out there. You can go to OhioBlackExpo.com to get all the information, but let's cue this up if you didn't know about
It's
it.
the Unity Reunion Parade, Cookout, Line Dance Party, Backyard, Barbecue, Fish Fry, Vegan Soul, Black Business, Food Truck, Networking, Outdoor, Concert, Music, Festival, Celebration of the Year.